So my work is very active. I'm a contractor, and my knee has gone out on me. So I was thinking, well, I need to listen to my body.
Right, so which is more spiritual? To want to get up here just to prove that you can, or to take something specific that I'm living, like a knee that doesn't feel as good as I'd like to, and find improvement about it? Is one higher than the other? Is one a better thing to want than the other? Or is anything that you want just a wonderful thing to focus upon? Is any improvement or any expansion on any subject what life is all about?
Okay.
That means it's not better or worse. We could have just said, well, everything in your world is perfect, and we're glad that you proved to yourself that you are eligible to speak with infinite intelligence. And it's been very nice having this conversation.
Thank you for not doing that.
But it's also really nice to acknowledge, in the scope of what we've been talking about here, that something that's been bothering you, not just emotionally but physically, is a knee that doesn't feel all that good. But what is the emotion behind it? I can't keep up with what I need to do. Or, in other words, poke at it just a little bit.
Here's my question. I'm assuming that the knee, as you've always said, is don't worry, it'll get louder, that the knee and the condition it's in is going, listen to me, you need to change, you can't just keep caring too much. And so instead of just making my knee feel better, I want to hear the message that my knee is telling me. So I'm assuming I need to change the way I'm working. I need to change, as opposed to just, I want the knee to feel better so I can still carry heavy loads and do what I've always done. So that's, I guess, a question is, the knee is trying to tell me something, right?
Yeah. Your knee speaks with vibration.
Yeah.
And physical pain is vibration.
Yeah.
That's equivalent to negative emotion.
Yeah.
We're going to unravel this, and you're all going to really like this, so just enjoy this. The most emphatic thing that we want to say to all of you, this is so really, really good, is that what you're living is enough. Now, we made some dabs at saying that to you a little bit ago, but you didn't really get it, so we're going to keep going until you get this premise. Whether we're talking about you allowing yourself to be the pure positive energy being that you were born to be, and coming into your own, and coming into the vibrational equivalency of who you are, and living happily ever after. Now, all of that is lofty and wonderful and normal, and we want every one of you to do every bit of that. So whether you're doing that, or whether you've hurt your body in some way and you want it to improve, they are equally important ways to engage in life. All right, we didn't reach you with that one. You say, my knee's talking to me. Yeah. What's it saying? It's saying, I hurt. Your knee is not saying, in order for you to fulfill your destiny, you need... The laws of the universe are really, really simple. It doesn't matter what it is that you are focused upon. Improvement always comes if you allow it to come. So if we can get your attention, and we have several times today, you kind of come and go. All right, this has been a very wonderful and weird day. So if we can get your attention to understand that it's the vibration that matters most, and anything that you're feeling in your body is vibration first and foremost, and that once it becomes a physical sensation, it's just exaggerated vibration. So when your vibration is out of whack, which then leads to your knee being out of whack, it's getting the vibration back into alignment that is all that is necessary, and it's all that we want you to focus upon. But when the ulterior motive is, we've used that phrase a few times today, when you want to get your energy straight so that your knee will stop hurting so that you can carry heavy stuff again, that's going about it in a way that you can't win. We want you to want energy alignment for the emotional ease of it, not for the result that it will lead to later. It has to be enough that you can shift the way you feel. We could do a focus wheel right now, and we intend to. We could do a focus wheel and soothe you, and that would be enough, and you'd still maybe limp away. But that's all right, because it is the emotional improvement or the vibrational improvement that's got to be enough, because it's all you can do, because all of this stuff is incremental. And so if you say, I'll do a process so that my knee will feel better, and you do a process and your knee doesn't feel better, then you're done. Then you got nowhere to go. But if you do a process and you feel emotionally soothed, you've accomplished something. And if you do something again and you feel emotionally soothed, you've accomplished something. If you do something and you're emotionally soothed, you've accomplished something. And if you do something and you're emotionally soothed, you've accomplished something. And eventually you will have accomplished enough vibrationally that your knee won't hurt anymore. But it's not going to happen in the first focus wheel. You see how it works? And so that's why the emotional soothing has got to be enough, because it's all you can accomplish in any point in time. Humans tell stories of miracles, and we do too. When you stood before Jesus dripping your illness, he knew your wellness. And he knew your wellness so powerfully that your illness could not abide in his vibration. And he won you over with his powerful influence. Those things happen, but you are also creating your own reality. You're not looking to someone else to zap you and heal you. You want to know how to create your own reality. We're getting louder and louder. So let's do a focus wheel. A knee that's hurting, what's the emotional thing that it causes you to feel? Some vulnerability, some insecurity, some limitations, some worry that it's going to get worse, because that's what the world tells you. That's what the physical world tells you. Once this begins to happen, you'll start watching. It's going to be... And so there's a whole lot that when you hear it, that while it feels logical, because you look around, people get older and they get crippled, and people get older and different things start hurt. When Esther goes through she calls it the checkpoint at the airport, and they look at her and they ask her if she's got any metal parts. And she goes, not yet. Doesn't want to upset their apple cart. Nope, I'll be back next week. I might have one then. Eventually, every part of me I will be the mechanical woman. She's sort of sarcastically teasing back with them, because their expectation is very, very strong. Because they meet a lot of people with a lot of metal parts. So pretty soon they're, oh, you didn't ding. What happened to you? So when you feel that vulnerability, that concern that it's going to get worse, we're poking around at it and making it real sore for a little bit. What is on the other end of that stick? What are those emotions? We don't want you to say, these emotions are making me want my knee to be whole. We want you to acknowledge the other end of this emotional stick. If you feel vulnerable, what's on the other end?
Safe, whole, well.
So when you say safe, doesn't that make you think of unsafe? So safe is not the best word in the world, because it makes you think of the other.
Yeah, whole.
Whole? So let's poke at this a little bit. So you feel vulnerable, you want to feel secure. You feel gimpy, you want to feel solid. You feel unstable, you want to feel stable.
I want to feel flexible.
You feel sore and stiff. Let's point a little more toward the emotional rather than the physical, just for a little bit, because it's the insecurity that you're feeling. It's the uncertainty that you're feeling. It's the unknown that you're feeling. It's the fear that it's getting worse.
Right, that it could break.
That it could break, or that it could become more painful, or that it could cause more limitations. The focus wheel is inspiring you to what you're reaching for, which is stability, wouldn't you say? Stability?
Security.
Security is like that other word.
I know. You're
Security
right.
smacks of insecurity.
Right.
Does stability smack of instability as much as security smacks of insecurity? You with us? Do you sort of get what we mean? So stability. So just focus on stability just for a little bit. Do you see yourself as a stable being?
In traveling millions of miles an hour through space and time, and no. I mean, well, I gotta be. I'm right here in front of you. I'm able to maintain my molecular human shape.
Well,
in the
even
middle
if you're
of
not thinking of yourself in terms of your physicality, would you call yourself a stable or an unstable person. Can people count on you, or are you really a flake? Do you show up when you say you're going to?
Yeah, I'm
stable is a really good focal point for you. You have stability. Are you stable in your work environment?
Yeah.
Do you know what you're doing? And don't you feel stable in universal knowledge? Don't you understand the law of attraction? Don't you know that you get what you think about? Don't you have a sort of universal stability that a lot of people don't have? Don't you sometimes find yourself saying to yourself, I'm so glad I know what I know, because there are not great unknowns for me? Aren't you more stable in the subject of death? Aren't you more stable in understanding that there is no death? Aren't you more stable in understanding that you are an extension of non-physical energy? Don't you really feel like a stable being in terms of what's going on in the world? Aren't you more sure-footed about who you are than almost anybody else that you know? Don't you feel that way? We know you do. You have that kind of stability. So we just focused upon stability, and then we just romped around that focus wheel by acknowledging how really stable you are. And you were not fighting that at all. You didn't find any confusion in what we were offering. You are, as stable and unstable goes, much more stable than you are not stable. So you just accomplished a soothing of yourself. That is soothing, to acknowledge that. So the manifestation, which doesn't matter because it's changing constantly, produced within you a vibrational instability that you use the power of your mind to clean up. So now you've taken the vibrational instability and you've made it stable, and it follows that the physical stability will come too, but we don't want that to be the reason that you did it. We don't want you to do a focus wheel so that your knee will stop hurting. We want you to do a focus wheel because it feels terrible to assume the incorrect position that you're not stable. That's an erroneous conclusion that you came to based upon what a whole bunch of other people feel, that has nothing to do with you and no place in your world, because your inner being will not go there. Your inner being, no matter what, will not call you not stable. Your inner being will not go there with you. And when you do, you know why you feel wonky? Because you left your inner being, not because your knee hurts. And you know why your knee hurts? Because you left your inner being. We see some sort of confusion. Are you confused, or is this making sense to you? You are the creator of your own reality, and you are vibrational beings, and most of you don't know it. So everything we talk about is shoring up your vibrational connection with your inner resources. And when you shore up your vibrational, emotional connection to your inner being, then you are more powerful than millions who are not. When you come into alignment with who you are, everything that's bothering you in that moment goes away. Now, that doesn't mean that you couldn't shake yourself out of it and go right back to focusing on something of a physical nature that is concerning to you, like something that's happening in your knee, or something that's happening in politics, or something that's happening somewhere in the world. You certainly can focus on whatever you choose, and you will have an emotional response to it in relationship to how your inner being is looking at it. Our question to you is, why do you ever look at things in a way that make you feel sore? And you say, because it's a reality. I cannot ignore the soreness in my knee, or the upheaval in politics, or the instability in economics, or whatever it is. And we say, yes, you can. Yes, you can. Stop facing a reality that you don't want to perpetuate. Because the only reason that you ever feel negative emotion is because your inner being is not facing a reality that you don't want to perpetuate. That's the most powerful statement that anybody will ever make to you. You feel negative emotion, and you feel diminishment in your beingness because you think thoughts that your wiser, older inner being doesn't make about the same subject. So when you feel afraid, it's just because you've left the stability of what your inner being knows. This is the most vibrant, vivid potential for joyous creation time that has ever been, and to all that is. And yet humans want to call these hard times. You want to call it diminishment of well-being. You want to look at the facets of things that seem to be eroding. Our good stuff is eroding, and we say, no, it isn't. Kids are just being born knowing better. Nothing is eroding. Nothing regresses. And when you have a feeling that something is regressing, like your physical apparatus, or like the founding of your government, or no matter what it is, when you feel like things are regressing, it's because you left the vibrational vantage point that your inner being holds about the same subject. So, I'm worried about my knee. No, my knee's hurting, but it's just reminding me that my inner being and I have different perspectives about a whole bunch of things.